Good afternoon. I thought I would come on this afternoon and do a pick a card reading. This one is what is you in love. I haven't done one of these before, so I thought I would basically try this out. We have two decks here. We have one with the selenite pyramid triangle here. Selenite is a great clearing crystal. And over here we have the rose quartz, which is a lovely crystal that opens the heart. So both in many ways are very positive crystals that you can choose from. So if you want to stop and basically leave this recording temporarily whilst you choose a deck. So choose whichever deck you feel resonates for you. And if you like this, then please like and subscribe. So on with your reading. So we'll start with the selenite pyramid deck first. So here's the selenite. And we have some oracle cards as well as some tarot cards. So we're going to start with our oracle cards here to give us just a bit of an outline of what is coming for us at this particular point in time. So we can see those. Okay. So we start here with inner peace. This is our guidance in terms of attracting relationships into our life. And I think this is a very, very positive place for us to start, because I think that when you are enough, when you have that sense of inner peace, is when you can attract the things that you want and the people you want, whatever those relationships might be. And this is a very place to be. And the next card with it next to it is look to your inner strength. You're stronger than you actually realize. So when you come from that place of inner peace, you're definitely stronger than what you realize. And that is when you're able to make choices in a very positive way. With the God card, we have here Apollo. So his guidance is that there are divine messages coming through for you. So it might be that you've been receiving messages about someone new who's coming into your life space, or you're coming into a relationship with. It could be you're simply receiving divine messages that will help you in terms of your next steps, which is really, really powerful. And the final card here is imagine all those unwanted thoughts dissolving into the light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. So this is a really positive card as well that we're actually moving through. So it's a beautiful card. As you can see, she's very sitting there in a lovely sort of quiet, quite reflective sort of space in nature. So in a sense, it's by finding that inner peace, that space within us and our own inner strength, that takes us into a place where we can actually hear those messages that are coming to us, and which will guide us towards, hopefully, whatever we are looking for next in relationships, which is very, very powerful. And with these romance angel cards, I just chose two of these. And the first one is It is Safe to Love. And basically, this is about opening your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So it's about actually finding that place within you. And in many ways, it's about looking into that place of inner strength and inner peace, where you can actually then be open to, in fact, inviting in love with whomever you're choosing. And this is a good space to be. And with that comes honeymoon. So this is like a holiday period. This is like a time of, getting to know people. It could be literally a honeymoon, or a time out, or a reflection, or time away with someone, but it could also actually just be that really lovely early stage within a relationship when everything's new, everything's very romantic, everything feels like it's all, you're in that buzz of new love, and so that's all very romantic happening. But this is also the place where you can start to move into, when you allow yourself to know that it is in fact safe for you to love, and that's a really powerful place to be. So with our tarot cards, the first card we have here is the Queen of Cups. So she's basically us. She's obviously, the cups are the emotions, the waters, the water cards. So basically, she's very, very emotional. She's very giving. She's very nurturing. She's very, very psychic, very aware. And she's someone who's highly intuitive, but she does tend to sometimes give herself a lot of herself away. And this is your past. So sometimes it's partially what you might do is just give and give and give, because you are a natural nurturer. And so whilst that's a lovely positive thing, it can also sometimes leave you a bit depleted. What comes next is the Hanged Man. So this is actually taking some time out at the moment to just look and see things from a different perspective. The hangman is upside down, and it's asking you to stop. There's a pause in the action, time to reflect, time to just sit with, where do I need to be next? What are my next steps, and what's going to happen for me next? And what comes with that then is the Queen of Coins. So the Queen of Coins, she's the Earth Mother. She's basically the woman who has material success, finances, all those sorts of things. But the Queen of Coins is also the manifester, because she is a very practical card, and she can make things happen, which is actually really, really powerful. So once you step into that new perspective, having really worked with and found that inner peace journey within yourself, then this becomes amazing. And this is supported, I just thought I'd pull a fourth card, by the Magician. And this Magician card is telling you that you can manifest the love and the relationship and what you actually need in your life at this particular point in time, which is an amazing space to be, as long as you're following the guidance here that's come to you. So I'm just going to choose a couple of cards from the Aphrodite Love Oracle deck here, just for a couple of messages, whatever messages come for you in relation to this particular relationship coming in, what Aphrodite has to say. So we have here, they will treat you like a royal. So we have gold, Aphrodite's medal, precious, expansive, regal, money, number 35, that could be significant, or a number 8, or a 3 and a 5. They will treat you like a royal. And the next one you have here, which is lovely, is the scallop shell, Aphrodite's shell, memories, vacation, treasure, romance, number 8. In fact, you've got 2 8s here. So that's really interesting. We have Lionsgate tomorrow, which is the 8-8. So maybe this is a time for you to look at manifesting what it is that you're actually particularly wanting. And it says you are really valued. So that's a very powerful place to be, because when we're actually within ourselves, when we find that inner strength, that inner peace, we can then manifest what it is that we're actually wanting in terms of relationships. And this is a really lovely space for us to be. So some very positive messages for you there. And I hope that helps you in terms of your current inner journey when it comes to thinking about what's coming next for you in love. So now we'll move to the next deck. This is the Rose Quartz deck. Here we go. Here's the Rose Quartz. And what we have here, let's look at our cards. So we have here the Garden. We have here End of a Cycle. And we have this card, Balance. Okay, and that's really, really positive. And act as if your partner's already here. Okay. So here we are, it gives us a message that we may be coming to the end of a cycle. Things may be changing around us, and that basically we're now looking at new things and new ways and new places to actually be. But this is a positive thing, because with this card, she has, sight and divine knowledge and awareness in terms of where she's actually going. She has the crow behind her as shifter, and who's basically brings her intuitive knowing and knowledge. The Garden is actually a card in terms of when we're trying to track love, that talks about us actually looking at building the garden within ourselves, and actually finding that place of inner strength, inner peace, that lovely, calm, quiet, peaceful, restful, fertile, creative space within us, so that we can actually attract new love into our life. And that's a very positive place for us to be. And with that comes balance. So love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. So in a sense, when we're actually coming from that space of being in the garden, when we have created and built a sense of strength and our own fertility and our own sense of happiness from within ourselves, then love balance is actually very important. And the last card here is act as if your partner is already here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they're here, and you'll always be considering them. So it's again asking you to move into that place where we can move into the possibility of someone actually coming into your life and someone being here for you, which is a positive place, because sometimes we find it hard to actually think about the fact that someone could actually be coming. And so make it till we make it a bit. That's the sort of message, and that's the sort of. And so we have 2 other cards. We have Express Your Love, which is very, very important, and means that, by showing people who we actually are, whether we're in a relationship or not, actually then, creates a sense with other people. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So again, this is about space where we're showing people in a sense who we really are and letting them know and giving them a real sense of our truth and what's really important for us and what we want and what we need in our relationships as well. And by doing so and by really owning that, then that's actually a really, really positive thing. And this is very powerful for us coming in at this time because we have Lionsgate, as I've said, tomorrow. And then we have the full moon in Aquarius on Friday here in Australia. So in that sense, what we're actually doing and what that's asking us to do is really be more authentic, more genuine, show the world in a sense who we actually are and actually then start to move forward. So with that, we have several cards that come. These are the tarot cards. So the first one is the Tower. So the Tower is Pluto or Scorpio type energy. It means there may have been an upheaval. Basically, things may have been shaken up for you. Things may feel a bit upside down. But one of the really positive things about the Tower is that even though things get shaken up, things get moved along, we also find that what's actually real, what's actually genuine, what's really meant to stay with us actually does stay, because those solid structures within us as people are the things that are actually staying with us. And if we build our garden, that inner place within us of fertility and strength and joy and growth, then what remains with us is all of those qualities, even when it feels sometimes like things are not necessarily changing. So with this, in our current space, we also have the King of Wands. And one of the things about the King of Wands, he has this line in this fire stick, is that he's fearless. He's courageous. He doesn't let himself get stuck in anything. It could be about a person, but it could also be about aspects of yourself, really. So that fearless, courageous part of yourself, the King of Wands is incredibly passionate. He's creative. He really makes stuff happen. And he's also incredibly spiritual. So he's that spark within us too. So it may be that's what's happening, that we're really coming to a place where we're really starting to own a lot of that spiritual spark, our spiritual power as well. And what comes next is the Page of Pentacles. So in a sense, the Page of Pentacles is about messages, and it's messages about practical project, messages about money or finances. But it could just be messages around starting to really get those practical plans and those practical things into action so that we can actually move forward. And so we could actually have, something happen for us in terms of the love situation. And what comes next is the King of Swords. So we then start to show discernment. So the King of Swords is, he can be a lawyer, he can be a Libra, he can be one of the obviously the air signs, the Aquarius. So he's very mental in terms of the way he works through things. But he's got that sort of higher mind, that higher intuition, the higher level of knowledge. And I think that's very powerful and very helpful. But he also allows us to see through clearly what is it exactly that we really want. He allows us to just basically cut through all the things that are stopping us from really seeing what we're needing in terms of that new relationship energy. And that's a very positive space. He could also be a lawyer, could be someone who works with his mind a lot, in technology, IT, any of those things. That could be some of the qualities that are coming through with him in terms of potential partners as well. But there's certainly a very positive framework here going on. So I'm just going to pull a couple of these Aphrodite cards for you. So we have, oh, it's interesting, a very similar one to the last one. Scallop shell, Aphrodite shell, memories, vacation, treasure, romance, number 8, your value. Obviously, both piles in this group are getting that same sort of energy, which is really, really important. And, the next one we have here is Stephanotis, Aphrodite's flower. Weddings, traditions, ceremony, marriage, number 45, which could be a 4 or 5 or a 9. A wedding is coming. So in a sense, it's like this relationship is bringing in a sense of value and romance, which is a very positive thing. But also there could be some sort of, you could meet at a wedding. There could be a ceremony of some sort in terms of where you meet. Could be that you actually move into a place where that's something where you end up with this particular person that you've either met or you're currently in a relationship with. Formalize that in terms of marriage, but it could just be that you also have, a very much some sort of commitment ceremony as well. So it doesn't have to necessarily be that you end up in a marriage situation. But sense there's, with that tradition word, I guess that for me, there's a sense that this will be a relationship that will be traditional in that it will, there will be, you will come together in a way that's maybe very traditional. You might meet through friends or family, or it just could be that you have, a more traditional you meet through work, etc. So there could be many things, traditions within this relationship as well. That could also be a possibility. So there are a lot of positive cards here, a lot of great energy coming through, which I think is really, really positive. So I'm just going to finish with just pulling a couple of the crystal cards, the crystal angel cards, just for this one here, one for each group. Group 1, probably should have done it at the time. So group 1, we have socialize or join in, make healthy and supportive new friendships and connections by getting involved with a group of people, which is very, very powerful. And with this last group, we have ametrine, balancing masculine and feminine, allow your feminine side and creativity to inspire you and your masculine side to give you strive and confidence and bring things together. So both of those are also very powerful messages for us as well. So again, it's about us actually getting out there. I think that's one of the challenges we've had since COVID, is getting out there, meeting new people, and also learning to really allow ourselves to work closely with that masculine and feminine energy, which brings together that creativity, that joy, that expression, and also that very organized, confident, self-assured part of ourselves, which will bring us into love and bring us into a relationship, whichever we want. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you have a great afternoon. And as I say, if you want to continue to see these, then just press like and subscribe. So thank you for being here. Have a great day. Bye.